I was terrified of investors. I want to say that plainly because I think a lot of founders feel this and nobody says it out loud. I had never raised money in my life, not once, not for the media production company, not for the film school. I had always found a way to build with what I had or what I could generate. And now I had something that needed real production money. And the idea of walking into a room and asking someone to believe in the design led skincare felt in my lowest moments like the most naive thing I could possibly do. So I didn't walk into the room, and what happened instead is a better story anyway. I'm Neha, and this is Building FLURTH, episode 5. Here's what was happening in my head when I thought about raising from investors. I think they won't get it. Design led skincare, the whole philosophy, the 3-pillar approach, the idea that the routine has to fit the life and not the other way around. It requires explanation. And investors don't fund things that require explanation. They fund things that fit a box they already understand. I think clean beauty is a crowded pitch. Every second brand in India right now is calling itself clean. Why would anyone believe FLURTH was genuinely different? I think I have no track record in this category. A media production company and a film school did not make me a credible skincare founder to someone who's deploying capital. And underneath all of that, the fear I didn't admit to myself for a long time. I think, what if I ask and they said no, and no means the whole thing is over? So I didn't ask, I kept moving instead. I want to say something about the decision now from the other side of it. The grinding, the restlessness, forward motion, the refusing to stop and wait for permission. That was not stupidity. That was the right instinct. Not because investors were wrong for FLURTH, but because the brand needed to exist before it could be explained. You cannot pitch a feeling, you can only show it. Stop doubting the why. The why is what you already know. Keep moving and let the work become the answer to every question you're afraid someone will ask. While I was grinding through money questions, something else was happening. The packaging prototypes were ready. I'd seen them physically for the first time, held them, turned them over, looked at what the formula would actually live in. The moment when a product stops becoming an idea and becomes an object you can hold, there's nothing like it. But an object without a brand is still invisible. And I had no budget for branding, none. A good brand identity, the kind that could carry a premium design-led product, costs money. I had all these spent on formulation certifications and trademark filings. So I went to my best friend. He runs an ad agency. He's the one who told me, trademark the name. He's the one who shows up whenever I need one sentence to get back on track. He's the person in my life who, when I'm completely depleted, can say one thing and I'll be fine. I told him where I was, what I had, what I needed. He said, take what you want, the full branding is complimentary, just get it done within the timeline. I said yes, and what came out of that studio became the visual identity of FLURTH entirely. The colors, the typography, the font, created specifically for the brand and the logo. I want to talk about the logo because it's not a decoration. The F, which we had patented, was designed with a specific meaning. It represents the missing piece of the puzzle that your lifestyle has been waiting for. The idea that FLURTH is not an addition to your routine, it's the thing that was always supposed to be there, the piece that makes the picture complete. Safe ingredients, a design that respects your life, products that let you be exactly yourself. All of that compressed into one mark, one letter, one story that you carry with you every time you use a FLURTH product. He is the third blessing in the entire FLURTH journey. After the friend who handed me the 5 lakh check on my birthday, after the lawyer who said pay when you can, next is him. Every great brand has people inside it that the world never sees. The FLURTH identity exists because someone believed in it before it had a rupee behind it. That is what generosity at its best looks like. So the branding was done, packaging was finalized, the formula was ready in Korea, waiting for production order. Everything was in place except one thing that makes all other things real, the production money. I had side hustled everything I could. I had stretched every resource, called in every favor, done the work of 3 people because there was no budget to hire one. And I had gotten further than anyone watching from the outside would have believed possibly. For the production run, the minimum order that would turn a prototype into an actual product I could sell, that required a number I didn't have. And I looked around at what was left. The financial crisis had taken a lot. Anyone who has been through a real financial collapse knows a setback, a collapse. Knows what it strips things away in layers. First the comfortable things go, then the important things, then the things you thought were untouchable. And then you look at what's still there and you make a decision about what it's for. What was still there was a Rolex watch, my favorite. The last thing standing from before the crisis. The one object that had survived everything. And I thought about what it represented, the past, the loss, the life before, and I thought about what FLURTH represented, the future, the belief in life that I was building. And I made a decision. Here's what I got wrong. I spent too long being afraid of the investor conversation, not because investors were the wrong path for FLURTH. That question is still open and I'll talk about it in the future episodes, but because I made the fear mean something it didn't mean. I told myself, if they didn't get the idea, they didn't get it. If I can't explain in a pitch, it doesn't deserve to exist. If nobody gives me money, I should stop. None of those things are true. They are fear dressed up as logic. The idea was right, the pitch was just a skill I hadn't developed yet. And people not giving you money in a room means nothing about whether the thing you're building should exist. Don't let the absence of external validation become permission to doubt the internal conviction. Those are two completely different things. Only one of them matters. Next week, what I did with the watch, what the money made possible, and the moment I held a FLURTH product in my hands for the very first time. If you ever had to choose between holding on to something from before and building something for what's coming next, this one's for you. To everyone starting from zero, hearing a no, and not knowing what comes next, this is for you. Like it, subscribe, and share it with someone else who's building from scratch. I'm Neha, and this is Building FLURTH.